Hi everyone. Today I just had laser eye surgery. I thought I'd give everyone a little bit of a day by day update, sort of help people who are undecided on whether they want to get the procedure done and everything. So I guess we'll start with what surgery I had and like the process and all that. So I had PRK, which is a little bit different than LASIK. So with LASIK, they use a laser or like a blade to cut a little flap on the surface of your eye, and then they use a laser to go in and reshape your cornea. What I had was PRK. So what PRK is they use like this little swab thing, or they use like a solution, and they apply it to the surface of your eye, and it sort of removes like the outer layer of the skin there. And then from there, they use a laser to reshape your cornea, same as LASIK. So why did I go with PRK over LASIK? The main reason was because with the flap that LASIK cuts, even after it's fully healed and everything, down the road, there is still a chance that it can reopen if you get like poked in the eye or hit in the face or something. It's a pretty low chance, but the chance is still there. One of the benefits of LASIK is that the recovery time is way faster because that tissue isn't being removed from your eye. It's just opened and then placed back over the eye when the surgery's over. So that's one of the main downsides of PRK, is that because they're removing some tissue, that tissue has to regrow and heal and everything, and that can take like a week. And then the recovery process afterwards of getting your perfect vision, that can also take a little bit of time after the healing is finished. It can take like a few weeks to a few months. Everyone is different. Whereas LASIK, it's much faster. Usually you're healed within a week, but again, you do have that flap. So let's go over the actual procedure itself. I went into the clinic earlier today in the morning. They had to do a couple measurements on my eyes. One, to check that my prescription hadn't changed since my consultation visit from like about a month ago. And then another one was to basically get the numbers for what the laser has to do onto your cornea. This was completely painless. It was basically like an eye doctor visit. You just look into a little machine, look at a light, blink a few times. They just basically take like images of your eye. Completely painless, not a big deal. Consultation visit that I did about a month ago was very similar, but there was like way more like tests they did. A lot of like scanning your eye. They had to put drops in my eye to like dilate my pupils and everything. It was almost like a regular eye doctor visit, but just way more tests than they would normally do at an eye doctor. So after I got all the measurements taken today, they took me into a room to explain like all the eye drops I'd have to do, like the whole like recovery process and all that. It's pretty painless. They went over like the financing options and everything. So I'm in Toronto. I did the procedure at TLC clinic, and I was lucky enough that they have like a 0% finance option. So instead of just having to pay it up front or whatnot, I was able to do it over a period of 2 years with no interest. So that's all good. Why would you opt to pay the full price up front if you can pay it over time with no interest? So I went with that option. And then, yeah, after this, they asked me if I wanted to take like a sedative. I think it was Valium or something. I opted to take it because I was like super nervous. I had seen lots of videos on the procedure, and honestly, I was super nervous. Not really about like the laser itself, but like how they clamp open your eyes and everything. And so yeah, I opted for the Valium. Funny enough, I went into the surgical room so quickly after taking that Valium. I don't think it kicked in until after the surgery. The surgery itself was super fast. It was like probably a minute to 2 minutes per eye. When I had first gone into the clinic, they said I would be there for up to like 3 hours. I was out in, I think, probably less than an hour. But now let's talk about the actual surgery. They lie you down on this bed. Your head is like sitting in this like rounded like pillow type thing that prevents it from moving. They put this like tape on the top and bottom of each eye to prevent your eyelashes from getting in the way. Honestly, this was not the worst part, but this was like worse than the actual surgery itself. Because it's just awkward with them like putting tape over your eye. It feels weird. It doesn't hurt. It just feels odd. Next, they once they do that, they put a bunch of drops in your eye, like an antibiotic drop and some other drops to like moisturize your eye. Then they use the little clamp things to hold your eye open. This is what I was the most afraid of, because when I saw videos of these procedures online, it looks terrifying. It looks like torture, but honestly, you barely feel it. It just feels like you're like holding your eyes open with your fingers to like put eye drops in or something. Doesn't feel bad at all. It makes it so you can't blink, but you are still able to look around and everything. So it's not super restrictive. Then when they actually go to do the procedure itself, like you're lying there, your eyes are held open with these clamps, you got the tape to prevent your eyelashes from getting in the way. First thing they do with PRK, I can't really speak for LASIK because I didn't do LASIK, but for PRK, they take this little Q-tip looking thing and they swabbed the surface of my eye with it. Didn't even feel it. You can definitely see it, but like you can't feel it at all because like the drops they put in your eye like numb it. So that was weird, seeing someone like poking at your eye with like a Q-tip type of thing. But yeah, didn't hurt at all. After this, they give you like a little countdown. They tell you to look into the machine that does the laser. It's got a little blinking green light. They just tell you to look at it and not to move your eye. So yeah, you just look at that. They give you a countdown and it takes like 5-10 seconds. Then that's done. And that first laser removes like the surface of the eye. Then after that, there's another like little bit of prep time. They put a few drops in, and then they tell you to count down again. It's like, or they do a countdown again. It's like 10 seconds or whatnot, and then they do another laser, which I think is the one that reshapes your cornea. Again, both of these were completely painless. The most unnerving part, I think, is you can smell like your eye burning from the laser, and your vision gets blurry while they're doing this, but otherwise completely painless. Honestly, it almost feels like you're at the eye doctor doing like one of those typical like measurements of your eye where you're looking into a light. But yeah, that process, the whole process from start to finish on one eye was like 1 minute, 2 minutes or so. It was very fast. They gave you stress balls to squeeze onto, but like I honestly didn't need them. Yeah, after that they put a protective contact lens in your eye, and this sort of helps the tissue grow back. It protects it from getting debris in the wound, because honestly that would be really bad if like you got like a piece of dust in there and then your eye healed over with the dust there. They'd have to do the procedure again to clean it out. So yeah, they put like a protective contact lens in your eye. And in my opinion, this was actually like the worst part of the whole procedure, just having someone like trying to fit a contact lens in your eye. And I've never wore contacts before, so I don't really know if that's like a typical contact experience, but yeah, that was like honestly the worst part, was just getting the contact lens in your eye. It doesn't hurt, it's just awkward with them like feeling around your eye trying to put a contact lens in. And then once they got that in, They do the other eye, exactly same procedure, and that's it. You're done after that. They 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 the whole time they're doing that, they're just putting drops in your eye as well to keep them like lubricated. It's kind of funny. I compared it to like getting waterboarded by eye drops. They're just pouring eye drops in your eye the whole time, keeping it like moist and whatnot. So yeah, that was basically the whole procedure. Afterwards, I got up. They gave me these glasses. I went downstairs to the pharmacy, grabbed all the eye drops and stuff that I needed, and I went home. Honestly, I had someone drive me, so definitely wouldn't recommend trying to drive. Like, my eyes were super sensitive to light after I got out of the surgery. Right now, about 6, 7 hours later, my eyes are still sensitive. The numbing drops wore off. Like, as far as like pain and everything, my eyes have like a scratchy feeling to them. It feels like there's an eyelash in my eyes, but that's about it. There's no like actual pain. I am still pretty sensitive to light, so I've been wearing these glasses that they gave me pretty much all day. And yeah, they basically just told you to rest up and try not to use your eyes too much. So I'm probably gonna call this video here because I'm technically not supposed to be using too many screens for the first few days. But yeah, that's basically it. The procedure was way less scary than I envisioned it in my head. And so far, like, my vision is just it's not perfect yet. Like, it is a little blurry, but it's significantly better than it was before I got the surgery. Like, I can read text on like my TV from sitting from the couch. I'm able to read signs and stuff, and that's one thing I noticed on the way home. My mom was driving me, and I was able to read the street signs, and normally I couldn't do that. My prescription prior wasn't really that strong. Like, technically, I can legally drive without it. It's just that I would struggle to read the names of streets on signs. Um, but yeah, that's the day. I guess the day zero update. Um, I'll keep you guys up to date with over the next coming days, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks.